Okay, imagine this for a second. What if you could go through your entire day completely unaffected by other people? No annoyance, no frustration, just this deep sense of calm. Well, that's exactly what we're diving into, the art of staying unbothered.
I mean, really think about it. That driver who just cut you off, the coworker who totally dismissed your great idea, or that family member who knows exactly which buttons to push. What if none of that had any power over your emotional state? It might sound like a superpower, but it's actually a skill you can learn.
You know, most of us walk around believing that when someone makes us angry, it's their fault, right? He made me mad. But what if that's not the whole story? The truth, the really empowering truth, is that our anger is our choice. It's not the person that's really bothering us, it's the mental trap we keep falling into. So why do we lose control so easily? I mean, what is going on?
To understand that, we have to look at what's happening inside our own brains. This brings us right to the heart of the reactivity problem, and this fascinating concept called the amygdala hijack. Here's the deal. Our ancient brains are kind of struggling to keep up with the modern world. Your amygdala, that's your brain's little alarm center. It literally can't tell the difference between a real, life-threatening danger like a tiger and an annoying coworker. So it treats a social threat, like criticism, as a full-blown emergency, flooding your system with stress hormones and basically shutting down the logical, rational part of your brain. So, you see, it's not the event itself, but our internal reaction that's the real problem. And that reaction, it's often triggered by these mental patterns we all have. Let's break down the 3 big emotional traps that keep us stuck in that reactive cycle. There are 3 of them. And just understanding what they are is the absolute first step to avoiding them and finally taking back control of your own peace of mind. All right, first up is personalization. This is the trap where you make everything about you. Someone cuts you off in traffic, and your brain immediately jumps to, they did that to disrespect me. It turns you into the main character in a story where you're the constant victim of everyone else's behavior. The way out of this trap is to get this one simple truth. That driver? Probably just late or totally lost on their own thoughts. Your coworker who didn't reply to your email? They're likely just swamped with their own work. The second you realize their actions are about them, not you, bam, you get your power back. The second trap is all about expectation. It's like you're carrying around the secret rule book in your head. People should be on time. They should be more considerate. They should think the way I do. But here's the thing. People are always going to act according to their own priorities, not yours. This trap is basically a recipe for constant disappointment. And the final trap is control. This is the sneaky belief that if you just get angry enough or frustrated enough, you can somehow force other people to change. But let's be honest, has that ever really worked? The reality is, your anger usually just makes people dig in their heels and get more defensive. You just can't control other people.
Okay, so we've diagnosed the problem, right? We've got the amygdala hijack and these 3 sneaky traps. Now for the good part. Let's shift gears and talk about the solution. We're going to build a practical, 2-part toolkit for taking back that control. The first tool is called the pause protocol, and it is so simple. All you have to do is create space between the trigger and your response. You can start with a breath pause, just 3 deep breaths. It's amazing how that can break the automatic reaction. If you need more, try the physical pause. Literally get up and walk away. And for the really big stuff, use a time pause. Just decide you'll respond tomorrow. That little bit of space gives your rational brain a chance to come back online. Our second tool is the reframe revolution. Get this, your feelings come directly from the story you tell yourself about what happened. So if you don't like the feeling, just change the story. Instead of your initial story being, that person is a selfish jerk, you can choose a more empowering one. Like, maybe they're rushing to the hospital. Just notice how that one shift instantly changes your emotion from pure anger to maybe a little bit of understanding. And you've got a whole menu of these new stories to choose from. Instead of jumping to malice, you can try the ignorance reframe. Maybe they just don't know any better. Or the pain reframe. Maybe they're acting this way because they're hurting inside. And a really powerful one is the learning reframe. You know what? This is just a test. It's a chance for me to practice staying calm. Each reframe guides you to a much more empowering emotion. When you start to master these tools, you're not just managing your anger better. You're moving toward the ultimate goal, becoming emotionally unshakable. This isn't about being a robot with no feelings. It's about achieving this profound sense of personal freedom where you are in the driver's seat, not your circumstances. And you have to remember this. Emotional control is not something you're born with or without. It is a skill. Think of it like a muscle.
Every time you choose to pause, every time you reframe the story, you are doing a rep. You're literally rewiring your brain to make calmness your new default response.
This whole journey leads to what you could call emotional independence. It's about learning to meet your own emotional needs so you stop relying on others for your happiness. It's about knowing who you are, separate from your job or your roles, and getting really good at setting clear boundaries. This is how your inner peace becomes truly untethered from the chaos of the outside world.
So, after everything we've looked at, the brain science, the traps, the tools, it really all boils down to this one question. Who is actually in charge of how you feel? Is it the person in the next car, your boss, or is it you? The answer, as we've seen, is entirely and powerfully within your control.